Welcome to Fred Achando Analysis, ladies and gentlemen. I hope this video finds you well wherever you are, and as usual, just wave from wherever you are. Bendera hapo, your flag from the country where you are watching us, and I'll be very happy just to hear from you. Today, the company, the Kenya Kwanza Limited Company, pitched a camp in Tharaka Nithi with all the first shareholders led by the CEO William Samoei Ruto and their assistant Rigathi Gachagua. And there were dramatic scenes and speeches that have grabbed headlines everywhere. Now, one person that made my day as usual was Rigiji. The man is full of himself. I don't know what is happening. While he was making that long speech, that lengthy speech in his usual manner, praising William Samoei Ruto and telling him to guard against any handshake, there is something that he said, whether it was intentional or accidental. But in a way, he was telling William Samoei Ruto that the buck stops with William Samoei Ruto. Whenever there is a problem in the country, it will not be said that the deputy president was in charge. It is the president who will be responsible. Just take a look so that, because this is going to form part of what we want to talk about.
Wale wanasema hamtambui rais, hawatambui serikali yake. Alafu wanasema ati wapewe viti ya mawaziri kwa serikali ya rais, wanasema hawamtambui. Wanasema hawatambui serikali yake ati wakuje ndani. Si wakija watazamisha serikali yetu vile walizamisha serikali ya Uhuru Kenyatta? Mnataka wakuje ama wangoje? Sasa rais, tafadhali, my brother President William Ruto, hii serikali umepewa na Wakenya na Mwenyezi Mungu. Ukitaka kuharibu, sisi hakuna kitu naweza fanya, sisi ni wanyonge. Wale watu wako na historia ya kuharibu serikali wameenda.
Now when you listen to that speech, Rigiji is telling William Samoei Ruto to guard against entering into any kind of negotiations that can lead to a handshake between him and Raila Odinga. But the part that really caught my attention was the fact he was saying that if you decide to do that, then sisi ni wanyonge. There's nothing we will do. It is like he has thrown in the towel. He has given up. It is like he's telling the president, you are everything in this government. You decide what to do. You know, the reason why this caught my attention is because many a times people are saying that Rigathi Gachagua has a very strong position. He does not want to engage Raila Odinga, which is very true, because anytime he gets an opportunity, he bashes and demonizes the whole of Azimio. But as he does that, he's telling the whole nation that if President William Samoei Ruto wants to do something, wants to get into any handshake, wants to open the server, anything that William Ruto would want to do, Rigiji has confirmed to the nation that he has no say at all. And that is why he's saying that wao ni wanyonge, there's nothing they can do. But experts are asking one question: what is really wrong with our deputy president? He maintains that the reason why Raila and the Azimio fraternity are holding their demonstrations and rallies is that they want to get into this government through the back door. I don't know whether I'm the only person who reads wrong, but I have heard the Azimio government saying that they are not interested in any handshake. Raila Odinga, Martha Karua, Kalonzo Musyoka, they have always maintained that they are not interested in joining this government. In fact, if anything, I want you to imagine Martha Karua, for those who have studied and following the politics of our country. Do you think Madam Martha Karua can work with William Samoei Ruto? I understand that in politics, you can't say that something is impossible, because those who are friends today become enemies tomorrow. Those who are enemies today become friends today. But Martha Karua's enmity with the William Ruto started in 2007. You remember when Kofi Annan came into the country, and Martha Karua was in the side of the PNU and William Ruto in the side of the ODM. You know that story. It was very fierce, and to date, they don't see eye to eye. And the Azimio government have said that they are not interested in this government. And I don't know why Rigiji keeps on maintaining that Raila Odinga is interested in a handshake. I have a feeling that the deputy president is running away from his own shadows. The other day, he was saying that the former interior cabinet secretary is running away from his shadows. He was lamenting that because Okengo Matiang'i used the police against them, anytime he has arrest, he sees illusions of policemen coming around him. I believe this is exactly what is happening to Deputy President Rigiji, because I don't understand why he insists on something that has been made crystal clear. Raila Odinga himself knows that any kind of handshake will separate him from his supporters. In the last regime, when he shook hands with his handshake brother, the former President Uhuru Kenyatta, people say that he lost touch with the common wananchi. He stopped talking about things that matter. I've always maintained that Raila was born to fight for the common man, to speak about issues when the idea is not popular. So he knows very well, because he has learned from his mistake, and I don't think he can commit another mistake such as what he did in the last regime. To date, if you ask most of the Raila supporters, they are not interested in any handshake. In fact, they are saying that they are on a course to reclaim their victory. They are on a course to go to Statehouse, even though the reality of the situation will be known on 20th, because 20th is really moving very fast and everyone is scared. Statehouse is scared. The Azimio seems to be charged, but you all know that it will come at a cost. Now, this is the reason why I'm saying that Rigiji cannot force the Azimio, or cannot force this idea that the Azimio want to get into this handshake, yet they have said that they're not interested. The other reason why Rigiji keeps on talking this way is that he is afraid of something that I don't understand. He is afraid of competition. You know, Rigiji is fighting battles that he himself understands. It seems like William Ruto has given him checkmates. In Central Province, where he's trying to unite the Mount Kenya people to become the kingpin, he has been given Ndindi Nyoro. And the news is all over that one of the greatest political nemesis of Rigathi Gachagua in Central Province is Ndindi Nyoro. This young man who is very rich and very popular, and of course he's got some ideas. Ndindi Nyoro is a man who takes on his opponents. You've seen it the way he talks. So experts believe that President William Samoei Ruto intentionally placed Ndindi Nyoro there to checkmate Rigathi Gachagua. This is the reason why, when all the other friends and Ruto's allies were given positions either as cabinet secretaries or permanent whatever, Ndindi Nyoro was left out. Why? He wanted to ensure that he gives him a free roll. You see, when you are a cabinet secretary and you play politics, the opposition will start bashing you. The Law Society of Kenya and all the other groups will say that you're playing politics at the expense of working for Kenyans. That is the reason why the outspoken Murkomen is not in the equation. So it's believed that in Central Province, he has been given Ndindi Nyoro. In Kenya Kwanza, the other person who is checkmating Rigathi Gachagua is Mudavadi Moses himself, the chief minister. They say that anytime Rigathi Gachagua wants to go off the mark, then William Samoei Ruto will send Mudavadi to correct him. I remember there was a time when he was playing too much politics, and Mudavadi went in some occasion and he said that, I think we are done with politics. Let us sit down to start realizing the promises that we gave to the people. That is also another person. And of course, you all know that even in Tharaka Nithi today, the Nairobi governor, Johnson Sakaja, took on him and said some things that people believe were meant to bash him. They have never been buddies, because the other time when Sakaja took a very unpopular initiative to evacuate all the long distance vehicles from the CBD, You saw how vehemently the deputy president decided to fight this. So experts believe that Rigathi Gachagua has been given 3 pillars of opponents within Kenya Kwanza: Ndindi Nyoro, Musalia Mudavadi, and Sakaja. This is the reason why he's afraid. He knows very well that any slightest mistake, someone is there. But I wanted to say this. He's committing a very big political mistake. Why? He should not manifest these fears. He should not let his boss, President William Samoei Ruto, know that he's afraid of being checkmate. Because when he does this, William Ruto will know his weakness, and it will be used against him. Anytime William Ruto would want to threaten or to scare him, William Ruto will simply go and elevate, maybe take away some of his roles and give it to Musalia Mudavadi, or take away some of his roles, give them to Johnson Sakaja. And because President William Samoei Ruto has known very well that Rigathi Gachagua is fighting battles, I think is seriously looking at 2032, which is still 2 terms away, 10 years away from us. Because if you ask Rigiji, he believes that William Ruto is going to do a 2-term limit, and then the battle will be handed over to him. But you all understand that in Kenya, you do not know what lies ahead of you. You remember what happened between the former President Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy then William Samoei Ruto. Uhuru Kenyatta decided to look for another person in the name of Raila Odinga, and this really enraged William Samoei Ruto. So in Kenya, you don't really trust. We've seen all these MOUs being broken. In 2007, in 2002, it was Kibaki and Raila Odinga. So Rigiji should concentrate on delivering his promises, or the promises that they gave as Kenya Kwanza team, to the people, so that maybe when his term comes, people will judge him based on what he did. He's talking too much, and I think this is going to work against him. For the Kenyan people are really watching now. This is the time, and this goes to every other person who was elected, who is in office. They should stop politicking. I think politics maybe is left to the opposition, because their mandate is to criticize the government. But when you are in power, the other time they were in Nanyuki, in Fairmont Hotel, and I think they crafted a plan on how they wanted to take off and work. But it seemed that was just a waste of taxpayers' money, because after the meeting, they continue with their politics. Do you think Rigiji is doing what he knows? Is he innocent, or has he been sent by William Samoei Ruto himself? Because sometimes I have a feeling that you may think that Rigiji doesn't know what he's doing, yet is being used by the president. The president knows what he's doing. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen?